All right, this next factoring method is called binomial factoring, difference of squares. So, here we've got the form a squared and b squared, and there's a difference between the squares, hence the name, difference of squares. And, the way that I've taught this factoring, I've got one variant on the left and another variant on the right. And it looks like these are identical on either side. What's different is that, here the first term in the binomial is has a variable x in it, whereas the second term does not have a variable in it. It's just a constant number. Whereas in this other variant, a has a variable and b also has a variable, like x and y. Okay. So those are kind of the two variants that we're working with here. Otherwise, everything is the same. So whenever you have a difference of squares, then you can write it as a product of two expressions, a plus b times a minus b. You just have to properly identify what a and b are. Does a have a variable and b does not? Or does both a and b both have a variable? And just kind of identify what those are. All right, so let's look at the example. Then from the example, you can do a think, pair, share. All right, so first we want to do is we want to try and write this in the following form up above. So we need to have squared terms, okay? So in order to make 25x squared as a complete squared term, we need to write that as 5x squared, okay? And then minus, this is where we're going to have a difference of squares. 16 we can write as 4 squared. Now this first term in the binomial, this is a. The second term, this is b. Now notice that b does not have a variable in it, right? There wasn't a second variable like a y, for example here, a y squared. So we're dealing with this first variant that I gave up above. But regardless, now we have this in this a squared minus b squared form, which means this will be factorable to a plus b times a minus b. And a is 5x plus b, which is 4, times 5x minus 4. This is the factored version of that. All right, let's look at this next one. Okay, this is a think, pair, share, so go ahead and pause the video and give it a try. All right, let's work through this one together. So we have to make both of these terms in the binomial to be perfect squares. So 64x squared can be written as 8x squared. It's going to be minus, so we have a difference of squares here. 49y squared can be written as 7y squared. Okay, this is our value of a. This is our value of b. So it is fitting the form of a difference of squares. So this can be written as a plus b times a minus b. And a here is 8x, and b is 7y. And here we've got 8x minus 7y. So this is the factored form of this difference of squares binomial. Okay, let me know if you have any questions.